Nobody else is going to tell you what I'm about to tell you about Charlie Kirk. Everybody's got an opinion. You go online, everybody's trying to break the news. Everybody's got some kind of thing to add. But what I'm going to tell you is different from what everyone else has said. Last night, I was at this Jesus meeting in the park, and I met a guy that I think that I've met him, briefly in passing somewhere, but he walked up to me and introduced himself, and we started talking back and forth about our testimonies. And he said the weirdest thing. He said that I was in a car accident and I got T-boned by a semi, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I said, "What?" And I said, "Well, obviously you set that up. You got to tell me more." And this was back in his, before born again days. And he said that he was in a car with his girlfriend and maybe a friend, and they were drinking and driving, and they were, probably drugging and opened up a bottle and all this stuff. And they're at a stop sign, take a swig off this bottle. And the guy looks to the right at this stop sign to go. And I think that his girlfriend was in the way. And when he took off, there was a semi that came and just T-boned the car. And he said that it was like slow motion. He saw the bottle break, and he saw the car start to crunch, and then instantly he was standing in a field. He was standing in this field, and he was like, "What's going on? I can't figure this out. Where am I? What's going on?" And Jesus walks up to him. And he's standing there, and he feels the peace, and he feels the love, and he feels the glory coming off of Jesus. And when he said that, I was just trying to imagine it, because, when we're so close to the rapture, I try to wrap my head around this sort of thing. I try to wrap my head around, the Charlie Kirk situation. And I was telling my wife when this happened, because she watched a lot of his videos. And I'd ask her to turn it off because I couldn't tolerate to listen to the crazy liberals. It wasn't Charlie Kirk that was bothering me. But I was telling her that I think that the instant he got hit, he was probably out of his body just looking down, because Paul said, "Death, where is your sting? Grave, where is your victory?" And I've heard so many near-death experiences of people just instantly being out of their body, looking at it, no pain, no shock. And, people even be in the presence of Jesus, talking to Jesus, meeting him for the first time, seeing this man of light and feeling his unconditional love, and it's beyond anything you can understand. So, everybody's got an opinion about Charlie Kirk, but I just saw a man that preached the gospel, and I believe that he was a believer and that he was squared away in that regard. I've seen other conspiracies about him, which, I don't bother with that stuff because I can't explain it. And, I'll just let the Lord explain that when I get there. So think about it. Is this really real? Are we about to be, in the presence of Jesus, in that meadow where you no longer have the knowledge of sin, where you no longer have death and corruption in your life? It's almost too much to think about. So make sure your heart's prepared, because you can see how quickly you can pass from this side to the next, and Jesus is the only way to get there. Praise the Lord.